Hello students, today we'll start a new chapter, that is simple equation, and this is very interesting and very important for other branch of algebra. Okay, so let us first know what is equation. What is an equation? So an equation is formed when two expressions are equal to each other. So in our previous class, okay, you must have learned about an expression. Okay, what is an expression? See, these are the expression: 2x plus 3, 5x, okay, 4y plus 3, 4 upon y. So these are all the expressions that we have learned in our earlier classes. Now when we join the two expressions which are equal to each other with equals to sign, okay, when the two expressions are joined together and we know that those two expressions are equal to each other, and how we join? With the help of a equals to sign, then that particular thing becomes an equation. Now see, this is an example. Okay, so this is also an expression, this is also an expression. So these two expressions are equal to each other. That is the reason we have given equals to sign. So this whole thing is called an equation. Okay, now what is the purpose of equation? Why we make an equation? So the purpose of making an equation is that an equation help us to find what? The unknown quantity in the expression. Okay, so if you carefully observe these two example of an equation, then you will find that there is one unknown quantity. Which is it? Yes, in this equation x is the unknown quantity, and in the second one p is the unknown quantity. So the purpose of an equation is to get the value of an unknown quantity. And now the question arises, how? So we'll know it gradually. Before that, there's another thing that you have to understand and know, that an expression consists of two parts. In all those expressions, there are two parts. Okay, what are those? One is constant term and one is variable term. Now let us take an example of an expression, that is 4x plus 2. So all the numerical values, that is 4, 2, these are all called constant terms because they never changes. 4 never changes, 2 never changes, so they remain constant. Okay, but all the letters that we use in the expression, that is x or y or z, anything, those are called variable. Now the question is, why we call them a variable? Because in place of x or y, whatever the letter has been used in the expression, we can imply any number to that. That is, in place of x we can write 1 also, in place of x we can write 2 also, in place of x we can write 3 also. So this x represents any number, and because it represents any number, so every time we get a new value. Suppose, see example, suppose in place of x we write 1. Okay, so now it will look like this: 4 ones are 4, plus 2 is what? 6. But if we put 2 in place of x, now you see, 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 2, see, now we are getting the different value. So this is the reason why these all letters are called variable. Because of this variable only we are getting different answers, and this all variables represents different number. It can represent any number, students. Okay, now let's move on to the next level of the chapter. Now the questions, how the question will be asked. There's many format of questions that will come in simple equation. The simplest one is that, suppose they will give you one particular equation, okay, and they will ask you to find out whether the value of x, whichever it will given, it is right or wrong. Suppose they have given, as you see, x plus 2 equals to 7. Now see, they are asking x equals to 5, whether this x, if we put 5 in place of x, whether it will come 7. They are asking this. I repeat, they will give one particular equation and they will also give you one value of x, that is value of any variable. In this particular case, variable is x. Might be in some other equation they will give p or y or z, anything, and they will give you one value of that variable. And now they will ask you to find out whether the value is right or not. That means they are asking, if you put the value of variable in the equation, in the expression, it satisfies the equation or not. So we'll see, x plus 2, will write x plus 2 like this. Okay, now in place of x we'll write what is the value given? 5. So 5 plus 2 is what? 7. So this side also we are getting 7, and on the right hand side there is also 7 is there. So both the side are similar to each other, so we'll write true. Okay, so in exercise 4.1, question number 1 is entirely based on this thing. Okay, now the next type that they will the next type of question will be formulation of equation. That means one statement would be given and you have to convert those statement into the equation format. See, I have written also. Some statement would be given and you have to convert into equation format. Okay. See, the first very simple statements. The sum of number x plus 4 is 9. So these are some of the statements. So you have to how to convert it. X plus 4 is always denoted by equals to sign. Gives, you will find this in some of the statement it is written gives. In some of the statement it would be written would be. Okay, so these all words can be converted by equals to sign. So the sum of number x plus y is 9. So this is how you will convert this statement into the equation format. Now let's say another one. 1/5 of a number b, okay, minus 8 gives 10. So 1/5 of a number b, how to write it? 1/5 of number b, okay, minus 8 gives is again represented by equals to sign 10. So this is the equation. So 1/5 of a b is what? 1/5 into b minus 8 equals to 10. b ones are b, so b upon 5 minus 8 equals to 10. This is a required equation, student. Okay, so let's see another example. If you take 3 from 7 times x, you get 30. That is, when you subtract 3 from whom? 7 times x. So we have to mention this first because from is there. So 7 times x means what? 7 into x. What we have to do? We have to subtract 3 from 7 times of x. So 7 times of x minus 3 you get means equals to 30. So this is how you change the statement to an equation form. So 7 into x is what, student? 7x minus 3 equals to 30. This is a required equation. Okay, this is another type. This is the second type. That is, what was the first type? The equation will be given and the variable value will be given. They will ask you to check it whether it satisfies LHS or RHS or not. The second type, you have to do the formulation of equation. That is, one statement will be given and you have to convert it into equation form. Third type, write equation in statement form. Now this time the equation would be given and you have to write it in the statement form. These are some of the types that you have to do in this particular class. So 3 times m divided by m gives 6. So this is the equation given. See, so I have written this into the statement form. 3m means what? 3 times m. 3 times m is divided by 5. So I have written 3 times m divided by 5. What will be the answer? Gives 6. This is as easy as this, students. Okay, now how to write this? This you can write in two ways. That is, 4 times p minus 2 gives 18. Simple. Or you can write in the other way. That is, 2 subtracted from 4 times p gives 8. So any way you can write. Okay, in a simple, that is 4 times p minus 2 is equals to 8, or 2 subtracted from, that is, you have to mention this first, 2 subtracted from 4 times p gives 18. Okay, now how to solve? As we have discussed that what was the motive of an equation? To get the unknown quantity. Now to get the unknown quantity, we have two methods, first method and second method. So in this session we'll only discuss the first method. In my next video we'll discuss the second method. Second method is also called transposition method. Okay, so let us see what is the first method. Now suppose, as we know that equation in equation, both the LHS and RHS are equal to each other because both the expressions are equal to each other. We have according to the definition, that equation where the expressions, two expressions are equal to each other. Now as these are equal to each other, so we have to find the value of x. Now what is the first motive? That what we have to find out? We have to find this unknown quantity, isn't it? So see, to get the unknown quantity we have to remove this 2 and 3, isn't it? Then only we'll get the value of x. How to do that? Now the first thing is that we will try to move this plus 2. How to move this? So see what I've done. To remove this plus 2, what we'll do? We'll do minus 2. Why? How? Because plus minus is minus. 2 minus 2 is what? 0. So it will become 0. Okay, so our motive is to make it a 0. That is how, what I'm saying, how to remove this. So, but careful students, whatever you're doing on the left hand side, the same thing you have to do it on the right hand side also. Whatever you're doing it on the left hand side, you also have to do the same thing on the right hand side. Why? Just to balance the equation. Okay. Now, if I subtract 2, then plus 2 minus 2 will become 0. Same thing you have to do it on the right hand side, that is 5 minus 2, it will come 3. Now, with variable, with this unknown quantity, what is there? 3. How to remove this 3? Just by dividing it, so it will be cancelled. Okay, but the same thing you have to do it on the right hand side also. You have to also divide it by 3. So this is what I've done. 3x by 3 equals to, again I've divided the number that is on the right hand side with 3 only. So this 3 will be cancelled. This 3 will be also cancelled. Okay, so x equals to 1. This is how we'll get the unknown quantity. Let's say another example. 20p upon 3 equals to 40. Now with this unknown quantity, which are the numbers are present? That is 20 and 3. So your objective is to remove this 3 and 20, and you will get the value of p. How to remove this 3? If you multiply this with 3, what will be the answer? 1, isn't it? So see, but if you have multiplied 3 towards the left hand side, the same thing you have to do towards right hand side. Okay, so 3 cancelled. Okay, now what will be left out? Only 20p. 43 it was 120. Now you have to remove this 20p, isn't it? Now to remove this 20p, or to make it 1 or 0, you have to make it a 1. So you have to divide it by 20. If you are dividing the term with expression with 20 or towards left hand side, the same thing you have to do it on the right hand side also. See, 20p upon 20 equals to 120 upon 20. So now you have to reduce this 20 will be cancelled. Okay, and if you reduce this 2 zeros, 2 6 are 12. So the value of p would be 6. Okay, so whatever I've discussed today, copy it down in the question, and your assignment of today is only question number 1 from exercise 4.1, which would be this type of questions. Okay, there's so many equations are given, and even the values of the variables are given. You just have to check it whether it is satisfying LHS or RHS or not, and you have to show the process, students. You just do not write true and false. Please show me the process, that how you have come up to this answer, whether you are writing true and false, how. Okay, so question number 1 of exercise 4.1 only today. Okay, and tomorrow we'll progress further. Thank you and take care.